Hello everybody and welcome once again to another edition of Inside the Headset. Here we are, week 10, game 10. I'm with the head coach of the Blackman Blaze. Coach, last Friday night you got into battle with the Brentwood Bruins and pulled out a fantastic game. Talk a little bit about that game and tell us a little bit about what the Blaze has been doing the last few days.
Well, obviously last Friday night was an exciting game for our kids and the way that we won. And our defense played really well throughout the game. Offensively, we did some good things in the first half, but really couldn't get anything going in the second. And then at the end, about 2.5 minutes left, we blocked a field goal. Jawan Jennings did. Mason Bear picks it up, scoops and scores, and makes it 20-21. They're up by one. We plan on kicking an extra point at that point.
Right.
But Brentwood had too many men on the field. So we got the ball moved to the 1.5 yard line. And
so we rethink that. We've got new information, and based off that new information, we're going to replay it.
Right. From 1.5 yards out, I expect our kids can score. We did. We went for two and got up by a point, and then we're able to defensively stop them. They tried a 55-yard field goal, I think, with about 30 seconds left, and it fell well short, and the ball game was over. So a great win for our program and our kids.
Coach Dye talks a lot about that you were in that moment and you were ready to see where you were is where your team was made of. That's what you were finding out in some ways. Yeah, you want to win the game, but right there you're going to find out, Coach, really just what are we in this thing? Are these guys ready to go with me to the playoffs? Is that some type of indicator?
Well, absolutely, I think so. Our motto here the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we've kind of decided we got to be all in.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been pushing to our kids. Our kids have bought that, and if they're going to play the way they've played with the kind of effort, we haven't played perfect by any means, long way from it. But we played with great effort, great dedication. We've prepared each week extremely hard. If they're going to be all in, then I've got to be all in, and not afraid to come up with a play like that if we want to do that, or a fake punt, or going for it on fourth down, or whatever it may be.
Right, it's not necessarily a trick play, it's a calculated risk, isn't it, Coach?
It is, and at times some of those risks backfire, and I was stupid enough to go for it, Friday night on the 15-yard line. We had fourth and 1 on our own 15, and went for it. They had fourth on the foot and didn't get it, but our defense made a play and kept them out of the end zone, intercepted the ball. So, that probably wasn't a very good decision, but at the same time, I'm not going to be afraid to make those kind of decisions if I think that that's what we need to be doing at that point. So, obviously Friday night we tried some things and going for two at the end, and it's a calculated risk, but one that I thought our kids would step up and find a way to get it done, and they did.
Injury-wise, how are you going into the final game of the regular season?
Pretty good. I mean, this time of year, you got your bumps and bruises, but
normal football
stuff. But we've been pretty fortunate. I mean, we've lost some kids early, some young kids. There were some backup kids that can't play, but other than that, we're relatively healthy.
All right, let's talk about the Laverne Wolverines. They'll be making a trip over here to the Inferno, and they'll be senior night here, of course, tomorrow night for the Blaze. And not really necessarily saying goodbye because you will be in post play, but it is recognition of those seniors and paying tribute to them. And that's band and cheerleaders. Everybody gets in on the gig because they're all part of the show. But talk a little bit about the Laverne Wolverines and Stan Stevens. If they get cranked up, they can be deadly, can't they?
Well, they're an improved team, and their record may not indicate that. But we know from watching video, everybody knows about the upset of Oakland, obviously, early in the year. That wasn't really a fluke. They just outplayed Oakland early. I mean, they got ahead by 3 touchdowns.
Right.
And Oakland kind of stormed back at the end and made it close. But, Laverne, as I told our kids, they're good enough to beat anybody in our league. And at times they play bad enough to lose to anybody in our league. And of course, that's our story, too. I mean, we can beat anybody we play. But if we don't play well, we can lose to anybody. We're not dynamic. We don't, have kids that generally score from 80 yards out. We have to drive the ball and
spread it out. Different guys get the ball.
Absolutely. We don't have one horse that we're going to hand it to 30 times, or we're going to throw it to one kid 20 times. We're not, we don't have that.
No.
And so therefore, we have to play all 3 phases of the game. And what I told our kids I expect this week is for us to play our best game in all 3 phases. Going into the playoffs, I want to go in coming off our best game of the year, and that's executing on offense, playing great defense, and winning the special teams game. And if we do those things, and we're a team that's tough to deal with, but we need all 3 phases clicking tomorrow night. And because Laverne has nothing to lose, they'll come in and try everything tomorrow night.
Right. They don't have anything to lose.
They don't. It's their last game of the year. They don't go to the playoffs. They're not going to a bowl game.
This is their playoff.
So it'd mean a lot for them to beat us. Especially coming off us coming off beating Riverdale and Brentwood back to back, and they would like nothing better than to send us to the playoffs. Not feeling very good about ourselves. So it's going to take a great effort from our kids. Our kids understand that. We've had a great week of preparation. I'm really I've really been pleased with our kids and how they've prepared, and I expect tomorrow night to be a good night.
Playoff-wise, Coach McDaniel spoke with him a couple of days ago. He don't like the system. He thinks if you're in second place, you ought to host a game. And I'd like just to hear your comments. You're usually voiced about some of these things.
Yeah, I mean, if you come in second place in your region, and you would think that would be a playoff berth. But the way it is, we may have 4 region winners in our quadrant. I mean, based on how it's going to lay, we may have. It may be if Bradley Central wins tomorrow night, they're going to be in our quadrant. Looks like so. They'd be a region winner. Cook would be a region winner. Siegel's already our region winner. I'm missing one. Cane Ridge, if they win, they're a region winner, and they'd probably be in our quadrant the way it looks right now. So, you could have 4 region winners in one quadrant. And
it's just crazy.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I don't get a vote.
Yeah.
And if I did, it wouldn't matter probably. They're going to do what they want to do, but there is a better way to do what we're doing.
Right. And you're not saying that in a negative impact on the TSSAA. You just want them to take a reevaluate what we're doing and just and get some more information on the table.
Well, I think what's going to end up happening probably in this playoff is there'll be 2 of us will play in the first round, whether it's us in Riverdale or us in Oakland or whatever the case may be. I think we'll have a inter-region battle in the first round of the playoffs again. And, which is fine. I mean, that's the way it is. We're going to go out and do that.
Sure.
If that's what it means. But we all know that's not the way the playoffs should work. It should be you're playing somebody out of your region first round. You may have to get matched up in the second round in the quarterfinals and all. That's fine. That's part of it. But it's probably going to end up being 2 of our teams playing one another in that first round, which just doesn't make sense to me.
There never can be a time that a Rutherford County team can be on one side of the bracket and another Rutherford County team to where they could actually meet at the end. There's no way for it to come out.
Well, it's been some years where it did work out that way. A couple years ago when Smyrna made it, they went west in quadrant 3 or whatever and had to go to Memphis for the semifinal. In Riverdale, I think, was our representative went and played Maryville and got beat by Maryville, I believe,
That's right.
in the
You're
semi.
right.
So they could have. But this year, there's no way everybody from our district is going to be in quadrant 2 unless something miraculous happens. And so, therefore, we'll probably be matched up against each other. Maybe in the first round, for sure. If teams win, we'll be matched up in the second round. And
you just have to see what it plays out, and we'll know about 12:30 tomorrow night. Tom will figure it up and get it down, and I'm sure it's going to make it a little bit easier, hopefully, with the video and stuff, because it's always been a scramble. If you got a pretty good idea, then I'm sure you'll be sending emails, and you've already made the what ifs of who you might play. So you've already been working on that a little bit, not as much.
We'll be contacting. I mean, we kind of know either it's going to be somebody from around here that's easy to get a hold of, or it could be Bradley, could be Cookville, could be Cane Ridge. Those are the 3 that we haven't contacted. But if it's one of those, and obviously we've played Bradley already this year, so we know how to get hold of them. And if it's Cookville or Cane Ridge, we'll figure it out tomorrow night. All
right. Coach, this is our last show. I just want to say thank you so much for giving your time all throughout the 10 weeks and stuff. And I just appreciate you and enjoy talking with you and everything. And good luck with the playoffs.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate you.
All righty. We'll close, so all you fans gather up here tomorrow night at the Inferno as the Laverne Wolverines will be visiting, and that is at 7 o'clock. Be here.